Welcome. You are into the Unit 2 makeITsimpleTT walkthrough. I would guess that you probably watched the Unit 1 probably last year, or you probably just finished watching Unit 1 and you just decide, well, I'm going to continue to watch Unit 2 once I know what I have to do. Either way, you're here, and our journey is going to take us through the Unit 2 IA. So let me just explain a little bit about what the Unit 2 IA is about before we actually start. And I want you to understand that this part of the course, or makeITT, is practical. So there's not much write-up, even though there are things that you have to write up, and they tend to give a lot of problems to some students based on the examiner's report. So I'll be using the same examiner's reports, the same information that I had for Unit 1. The same examiner's reports have information about Unit 2, and it tends to be a little clearer about what is expected in Unit 2, so you get a better chance of what to look for. So our goal is going to be get the write-up done in the first few videos, and then I'm going to show you how to actually build the websites and build a database. So it'll be 2 videos because I need to show you the 2 directions I could go, which I would have told you this in Unit 1, that your solutions must go down the route of either a website or a database. So there'll be the practical aspect of both sides. So in the write-up, I will be showing you both sides of the fence. So I'll give you the write-up for our website, the write-up for our database, and some of the things that you have to include to make sure that you get your marks. So Unit 2 IA, yeah, it's really not that hard. You just really have to spend time and pay attention to the finer details when you're building the website and building the database to make sure that you cover the marks that they require. And of course, there's always some things that are not said in the syllabus, so that's what the examiner's reports are there for, and my experience in marking them and doing them. So let's go into the Unit 2. Hi, y'all, welcome to the next video where today I'm going to be trying to cover the problem definition and analysis of the problem. This is the Unit 2 IA, of course. So what would have happened is that in Unit 1 you did your analysis already. So what they've done in the syllabus is they've taken the same analysis. Well, I don't know, they wanted to put back the problem definition and the analysis again. So I'm literally going to copy exactly what we had from Unit 1 and put it inside here, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to modify it to meet the needs of both sides of the coin, which is the website solution and the database solution. So there'll be a little back and forth between website and database, but I'll try to make sure and label it as best as possible so you'll understand that we're going to build both of the solutions that are possible for Unit 2 IA as we go along. So this is probably going to be fast forwarded, and you're going to see me copying literally from the Unit 1 IA. Alright, good. So I think I copied everything. Alright, so now I can zoom in and I'll show you what I copied and why I copied it. So according to the IA, I'm supposed to have the problem definition and analysis of the problem, which I have here, problem definition, analysis of the problem. However, with the syllabus that we have, it literally tells you nothing that you have to do different, or it isn't very clear on what you have to do different with respect to the problem definition for Unit 2. So let me show you all what the examiner's report from, I think this is the 2015 one, this image is on the screen right now, will show you what they want you to do for your problem definition. They want you to make sure that you give a clear description of the single problem as well as a clear definition of the scope, give adequate background information to show who or what is affected by the problem identified, and refer to the Unit 1 SPA report problem definition for guidance. When I refer to the Unit 1 SPA report problem definition for guidance, it basically said the same thing that I have put here. So what I think that they want is, they specifically said, provide information on who or what is affected. So they want a little more context, right? So I'm going to take the problem definition that we had before, and we're going to just give more background information about the context. So Students of makeITsimpleTT high school often go to school cafeteria and they complain about various issues. So I gonna add in context. I'll be like, okay, the cafeteria opens on a daily basis from 7:30 a.m. From 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. 2:30 p.m. and they serve a variety of meals and food items to the school population. In the morning, they have breakfast items and the lunch items are often varied day by day. Right, so I added some context. What other context could I add? Many students go to this cafeteria. Many students and teachers go to this cafeteria to and rely on it for their daily meals and nutrition. Right, so I basically threw a whole set of words at it to give some more context, because I'm not too sure what they mean by giving more context or giving background. So the background is what we know about the particular situation or the school. So you could put that in, and I think you should be okay there. I don't really see any issue. With it per se. But I guess we answered their question, which is, yeah, some students didn't clearly define the problem and omitted the background information needed to place the problem in context. So we gave it some context. This should be 1 mark. I don't think that they will not give any mark for this, because it was what you had for Unit 1 and you added more context to it, and we followed exactly what the examiner's report asked for in Unit 1, so we should be good there. So they have issues. Right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify this problem definition now to turn it into a database sort of IA. So the database information will be a little different. But remember, I told you all, I'm showing you how to do the IA in both directions, website direction and the database direction, because that's what the syllabus literally pushes you to. So let's go and make a copy of this. Make a copy. I'm going to name this database. Right, so we're going to create this sample IA database, right? So instead of using the analysis here that is geared to using the problem definition here that's geared towards a website, I'm going to try to style it towards a database. Which, when you're dealing with a database, you're usually dealing with efficiency of storage of information or clarity of, some kind of thing like that. So, I'm going to change one of the issues. Okay. One of the issues they have is that there is no record keeping of purchases made within the cafeteria. Thus, they give no receipts for orders for purchases. Right? Sometimes students who make purchases don't get purchases. No. Alright, good. The cafeteria has a hard time predicting what menus, what menus do well and which ones don't perform. They need to know how to structure their menus and give the patrons the meals they would like to have. An efficient way of there needs to be some sort of data capture and recording of the transactions that would help them make better decisions. The management would like to have this done using a technical solution. Something like that, right? Now, this is not I just kind of pulled this off the top of my head, but this is me taking the same website problem that I had and turn it into a database one. So I try to state the major things, which is the people who are experiencing the problem, the issue that it is causing, they don't know what to do, who needs the solution, that kind of stuff. But of course, you could massage your problem definition according to the things that they ask for, and your teacher is here to help you, right? The teacher is here to help. Well, hopefully your teacher is here to help you. If not, this should help you because it should give you enough. But if you're still not sure, you could go back to video 1 or 2 of the series in Unit 1, and you'll be able to see how you're supposed to structure a whole problem definition and the things that you must include. Usually when you're dealing with a database, you're trying to ensure that you are collecting information, and you're collecting that information to build reports. So you have to be able to put in the information that you need, you have to be able to do queries on the information that you need, and you'll be able to get reports so that you'll be able to make good decisions based on the data that you have, right? So we flip back to the website now. So flipping back to the website, and as I told you, the analysis, I literally took the exact same thing from Unit 1. And all of the information I have inside here, straight from Unit 1. Now, when it comes to analysis of the problem, in Unit 2, they have some clarity about the things that you should do when you are doing the analysis. So the image that you see on the screen right now is telling you, when discussing the findings, there should be an indication of which fact-finding tools were used to gather the raw data. So we did that in Unit 1. We literally, after each one of the fact-finding techniques, we wrote a nice paragraph explaining all of the things that we found out, which graph said what, which interview said this, which interview said that, the documents that we reviewed, all that kind of stuff. We came up with some really, really cool things there, and that was good. But they said, the analysis of the data must point to the major cause of the problem. Within the body of report, reference should be made to the use of tools which are placed within the appendix. So we'll take all our graphs and stuff and put it in the appendix when we're done. I just had to copy it from the previous one, right? But what I want to do is, it seems like the analysis needs to be a little more beefed up. So I want to add a paragraph to the last part of the analysis, which I call the final analysis. And in this section here, I have, in light of all the analysis I was done, it's clear that there's an informational problem that leads to high wait times in the cafeteria and something like that. So what we want to do is show that the major cause of the problem is something. I think like there is no change that needs to be made here, but let me see if I could. Yeah, the tools you all show common trends, the lack of information being received, and long lines. In particular, the observations backed up by the answers that were given in the question here with respect to wait times. Also, the review of documents show that many are long or respondents. I think this is perfect, like it literally does what the examiner's report says. It must point to the major cause of the problem, and the major cause of the problem, as you can see, is information. And that's why I put it with information here, information here, information here. So if the major cause of the problem is that people are not getting information, then it would make sense that our solution will be building a website so people can get the information easier. So that's not a problem. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the database one. In the database one, I'm going to change this up now because the problem is not an information problem. The problem is a storage and retrieval problem or analysis problem. So it's a storage problem. The information problem, right? So the problem that they have is right, performance, efficiency, information, or control, or security. So yeah, so let's say performance, right? The cafeteria is not performing well because people don't buy the thing. Okay, so I'm going to go to the database and I'm going to change out this last paragraph here with the final analysis. So I'll say in light of all the analysis that was done, it is clear that there is a performance problem. A performance problem that impedes the progress of the cafeteria because they don't make the things that the people want. Based on, now I didn't do the analysis for a database, right? I did the analysis for a website. So the analysis that I have there is not going to point, but understand that I'm in Unit 2 right now. If you did a database, you would have done the analysis properly to point to a database solution. So right now I am just kind of jerry-rigging this to take it from website to database by just changing the final analysis. So I'm going to assume that the questionnaires, the interviews, the review of documents, all those things pointed to a database. That's why the final analysis is going to look like this, but it's not going to actually be proven in the graphs because the way that I proved it before was for the website. So please understand, I just put in the final analysis to make it look like a database so that I can actually build the database for Unit 2, right? So yeah, based on the findings in the questionnaire and the interviews, it is clear that the cafeteria does not meet the needs of all the patrons because the menu that they have seems to ignore the things that people buy the most. As seen in the observation, when there are certain things on sale, there are a lot of patrons and they often sell out, but on other days there is a surplus of food left back. Right, so clearly they have a problem in performance because they cannot track what products, what meals, what menus are their best options. Right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to create some sort of database that is going to solve that problem so that they'll be able to track the amount of sales that they have for a particular menu, or they'll be able to track get some sort of report on what food was ordered the most or some kind of thing like that. When we create a database, we'll try to do something along those lines as best as possible, right? So that's the database part of it. So that's basically the problem definition and the analysis part. You're taking the exact same thing that I had from Unit 1, you're adding some more things to it for the context of the problem definition, and you're kind of restructuring your final analysis to show a little more analysis or a little more analytical skills, to do a lot more referencing of the answers that you got and the things that you notice and those sort of things. Once you put that in place, you've finished that part, which is the first two parts, which is problem definition and analysis for Unit 2. So the next video is going to go into the justification of the tools used and the assessment of the implications. So that's the next video where we look at the tools, right? So see you in the next video. Thanks for watching the video. I hope it helped you a lot. Remember, there are multiple videos that go through each different part of the IA in detail. So if you want a particular part that you're looking for, you can check the playlist. The playlist link will be in the bottom here. If you use any app, you can check in the app and you will see the playlist for it also to show you all the parts that are necessary. If you're looking for quality information technology and computer science classes at the CAPE level, you can check us out, makeITsimpleTT at 1-868-308-8799, or you can check us online at makeITsimpleTT.com/register and use all of our free resources. But if you're looking for a class that has recordings and explanations for every single thing that you need to do in the whole syllabus, you can check us out.